Hello students, the topic that we will cover today is electric field due to a dipole at any point. At any point. So students, we have already seen electric field due to a dipole at an axial point and at an equatorial point. So before coming to this topic, we will again see the results of electric field due to a dipole at an axial point and at an equatorial point. So students, this is our dipole and this is the axial point, which is at distance r from the midpoint of the dipole, where we found that the electric field is k twice p by r cube. What is k? It is basically 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is p? It's magnitude of the dipole moment of the electric dipole. And what is r? As I have already mentioned, it is the distance of the point, distance of the axial point where we are finding the electric field due to the dipole from the midpoint. So it is, what is r? It is the distance of the point, axial point from the midpoint of the dipole. Clear? Now, this is the dipole and this is one equatorial point which is again at distance r from the midpoint of the dipole. We have already found that electric field at this point is equal to k times p by r cube. What is k? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is p? It's dipole moment of the dielectric. It's dipole moment of the dielectric. What is r? It is the distance of point where we have calculated the electric field, or you can say it's distance of the equatorial point from the midpoint of the dipole. One more important thing, electric field at axial point. Electric field at axial point is along the direction of the dipole moment. Is along the direction of the dipole moment. This is the direction of the dipole moment, that is from negative to positive. And the direction of electric field at equatorial point, the direction of electric field at an equatorial point is opposite to the direction of the dipole moment. Dipole moment is along this direction and the electric field is along this direction. So students, we have already seen these topics. I just revised these topics because we are going to use these two results in our current topic. Clear? Now, let us concentrate here. So we are given a dipole where the two charges are minus q and plus q. And obviously, what is p vector? It is the dipole moment vector whose direction is from negative to positive. Clear? And these two charges are separated by distance twice. These two charges are separated by distance twice a. So what is the magnitude of the dipole moment? It will be equals to either of the charges multiplied by distance between the two charges. Clear students? And this arrow shows the direction of the dipole moment, which is from negative to positive. Now, we wish to calculate electric field due to this dipole at any point. Let this point be P. Where is that point P? The point P, the position vector of point P from the midpoint of the dipole is r vector. Students, please concentrate here. Where is point P? First of all, what is point P? Point P is the point where we will calculate the net electric field due to this dipole. Now, where is point P? The position vector of point P with respect to the midpoint of the dipole is r vector, and the angle between r vector and dipole moment is theta. Clear, students? Clear? Now we will break to find the electric field at this point. We will break this dipole moment vector. Please concentrate. We will break, or you can say we will resolve. We will resolve this dipole moment vector into its rectangular components. Now let us see. So this is P vector. This is P vector. So if we break this P vector, then along this direction, the component will be P cos theta. So let us try to draw. So this is the vector which has a dipole moment of P cos theta. Clear, students? And perpendicular to this direction. So obviously if you break this vector into two components, then one of the component will be P cos theta, another one will be P sin theta. So this is P sin theta. Now please concentrate, students. What we have done? We resolved this P vector. We resolved this dipole moment vector into two components. One is P cos theta along this direction, another is P sin theta along this direction. Now you must know how to resolve. You must have done these things in your class 11. Now we don't have P vector because we have broken P vector into two vectors. One is P cos theta, another is P sin theta. Now students, if you concentrate, for P cos theta, which is a dipole, for P cos theta, point P is axial point. For P cos theta, point P is an axial point. And we know what is electric field due to a dipole at an axial point. So it will be along the dipole moment only. Let the electric field be E1. Let us denote this electric field by E1, and due to this P cos theta at point P, which is an axial point, for P cos theta point P is axial point, it is along the axis only. So electric field will be along the dipole moment. Clear, students? What will be its magnitude? It's K, then 2, then instead of P, here we will write P cos theta, because we are talking about electric field due to this component P cos theta. So instead of P, we will write P cos theta. Its dipole moment is P, but its dipole moment is not P, it's P cos theta by R cube. Yes, from the midpoint of this blue one, from this midpoint to this point, the separation is R only. If this is R vector, then this length is R. Clear, students? Now let us talk about electric field at this point due to this red dipole, which has a dipole moment of P sin theta. Now please concentrate. Point P is equatorial point. Point P is equatorial point for this dipole. Point P is equatorial point for this dipole. Clear, students? For this dipole of dipole moment P sin theta. So at equatorial point, what is the direction of electric field? It's opposite to the dipole moment. It's opposite to the dipole moment. Clear, students? Let us denote it by E2, whose magnitude will be equals to K P by R cube. So its dipole moment was P, but its dipole moment is not P. Its dipole moment is P sin theta. So it's K P sin theta by R cube. Clear, students? So what we have done so far, we have broken P vector into two components, P cos theta and P sin theta. Now we don't have P vector because we have broken this P vector. So due to this P cos theta at point P, electric field is E1 along this direction, and due to this P sin theta at point P, electric field is along this direction. Now we need to find the resultant electric field at point P. That means we need to find the resultant of E1 and E2. So students, you must know about parallelogram law of vector addition. So this will be the resultant. This will be the resultant, or you can say net electric field. Okay students, let us find the magnitude of the net electric field. So clearly you can see that E1 and E2 are perpendicular to each other. So the magnitude of the net electric field will be equals to root over E1 square plus E2 square. Simple. Implies E net equals to E1 square. This time it's K twice P cos theta by R cube whole square plus E2 square, it's K P sin theta by R cube whole square. No problem. I mean, both the term, clearly you can see that K is there, R cube is there, P is there. Now if we take these things common, K P by R cube common, it will come out in this form. Clear students? And in the bracket there will be twice cos theta whole square. Twice cos theta whole square is 4 cos square theta plus here after taking Kp by R cube whole square common, we will be having sin theta whole square, that means sin square theta. Yes friends, implies net electric field equals to, we can take this outside, root over Kp by R cube, root over Kp by R cube square, it is Kp by R cube. Next, sin square theta plus cos square theta. Here there are 4 cos square theta. Here there are 4 cos square theta. So I am talking about sin square theta plus one of the 4 cos square theta will be 1. So sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1 plus there will be 3 cos square theta. There will be 3 cos square theta left. So it's 3 cos square theta. Sin square theta plus 1 cos square theta is 1. And there will be 3 more cos square theta, which I have written here. So this is the net electric field. This is the magnitude of the net electric field at point P. Clear students? But we know that electric field is a vector quantity. It is not enough to find the magnitude. So let us consider that this angle is alpha. This angle is alpha. So along with magnitude, we need to find the direction of the net electric field. So what will be tan alpha? Tan alpha is perpendicular by base. Now this is E2. If this is E2, then obviously this is E2 and this is E1. So this is E2, this is E1. So tan alpha is perpendicular by base. It's E2 by E1. It's E2 by E1 implies tan alpha. What is E2? It's K twice P cos theta by R cube divided by, sorry, it's E2 by E1, sorry. So it's K P sin theta by R cube tan alpha, it's perpendicular by base. So it's E2 by E1. This is E2, right? So if this is E2, then this has to be E2. So it's E2 by E1 by K twice P cos theta by R cube. Clear students? So K got cancelled out, P got cancelled out, R cube got cancelled out. So implies tan alpha equals to sin theta by cos theta, it is tan theta, and 1 by 2. Students, theta we know. In the question itself it is given that, it was given that r vector and p vector are inclined to each other by an angle theta. So we know the value of theta. So if we know the value of theta, 1 by 2 is a constant, very easily we can find alpha. Very easily we can find alpha. Then how will we express the result? We will say the magnitude of the net electric field is this, which is inclined to r vector, which is inclined to r vector, which is inclined to r vector by angle alpha, which is inclined to r vector by an angle alpha. This is how we express the direction of the net electric field. Clear, students?